The first time I ever felt like I was an actress was when I was in elementary school, and I was chosen to do a fake lemonade ad. I held an empty carton of lemonade and I read a teleprompter, which was another second grader holding a piece of cardboard. And I remember thinking to myself, this is something that I could do for my big life. I'm Stephanie Shu, and this is On the Rise. Growing up, I just never knew that you could really actually be an actor. My mom specifically, she pointed at a TV screen and said, there's no way that you can be an actor because nobody on the screen looks like you. And at the time, pretty much all we had was Lucy Liu and Sandra Oh, and she wasn't wrong. There was no Crazy Rich Asians. There was not even a Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon at that time. But I don't know, I kept going. Somewhere in the pit of my stomach knew that I had to try. Another memory that I do remember is being when I was in, again, like second, third grade. I was in a girl band called the Blossoms. We would just sing and we would do choreographed dances. The stakes were very high, and people would also get tickets to our show, even though it was free, because literally we were all at recess at the same time. But yeah, our manager Ryan, he would hustle that blacktop. I think the first role that made me really feel like I was an actress was this role Christine Canigula for this Broadway show called Be More Chill. And in my head, I wasn't like, I'm an actress. I don't think I was thinking that, but you know, growing up, I never, ever thought that I would be a lead on Broadway. And so when that show came to Broadway, I remember thinking to myself, I've been given this crazy, amazing opportunity, and I have to just rise above and beyond to this occasion because I may never get a chance like this again. So, and that show, during that time, it was also the first season that I shot for The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. So I was doing 8 shows a week and filming season 3 of Maisel. I was taking it really seriously because I knew how lucky I was, and I wanted to be excellent. I think somewhere on Google it says I'm a comedian, which I don't think I'm a comedian. When I was in college, I was in a sketch group. It was called Hammercats. Hammercats was started by Donald Glover. And so there was Hammercats, which was a sketch group. And then there was Danger Box, which was the improv group. And out of the 2 groups, there were 3 Asians. It was me, Andy Zhao, and a little person named Bowen Yang. And we used to do comedy shows all over New York together, and it was really fun. And I remember thinking, like, I love comedy, I love being silly, I love being weird, I love making people laugh, but I can't be a comedian because the hours are so crazy, and you have to stay up so late. Period. I just can't stay up that late to be funny. I'm sleepy. My first celebrity crush was the Spice Girls. All of them. The end. I used to know every single lyric to every single song. I think that's where I first learned to do a British accent. Learned to do a British accent. No, I'm not gonna show you. No, I feel your little head peeking behind the monitor. The biggest discovery I've made in the last few years is that I love making movies. There's this clip of Keanu Reeves when he's getting his hands on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and he goes, I just love movies. I love watching them. I love making them. And that's how I feel. I love movies. I want to make movies forever and ever. It is the best. Eee! Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is, I guarantee you, unlike anything anyone has ever seen all at once, ever, never, maybe, sometimes. It is a crazy, wild genre mashup of a movie that will truly blow your mind and also, I think, explode your heart and make you ugly cry in a movie theater. And you'll be like, what just happened? It is a movie about a broken family that is desperately trying to find one another through the chaos of life, but also the multiverse. I play Michelle Yeoh's daughter, Joy. One of my favorite scenes that we shot for the movie is the hallway scene. And well, this is gonna go, I haven't figured out how to say this in press yet because, you know, when you do videos or you do interviews, if you say a bad word, there's like a bunch of asterisks. So I don't know if you're gonna use this, but I have to swing at Michelle Yeoh, and it's a pretty freaky, crazy scene. And I come out dressed as Elvis, and I'm walking a pig, and I have a cigarette in my mouth, and I explode someone's brain into confetti. It's crazy. And I am just so excited and feel so lucky that I have gotten to be a part of it. And I can't wait for you to see it. One of my favorite movies of the last year was Come On, Come On. And I would love to work with Mike Mills. I think him and Miranda July are so dreamy and smart and tender in the heart. And I just would love to work with them or even shake their hand one day. In 5 years, I do hope that I am living on some bucolic landscape and I got a vegetable garden, and I dream of continuing to make things like we've never seen before and get to play roles that have never been seen. And I hope by then one of the projects that I am working on is made. The next point of growth in my life and in my career is to also be making things that are coming from me, to get something from a seed of an idea to an actual production, whether it is on Broadway, at a downtown theater, a talk show, or a movie. It's a journey, and you have to really want it and really believe in it, because you're gonna get so many no's all along the way. Which I guess some people would say is the same for acting, but I think it is even more vulnerable when the idea and the words come from you as opposed to someone else. I've been doing a lot of deep dive on Brad Pitt because he's beautiful, but also because he elevates so many stories and young filmmakers who are kind of starting out, and he's produced some of the most critically acclaimed films. I did see him one time in person at the SAG Awards. It was that moment where he and Jennifer Aniston embraced. I was literally right there. I'm so short, and I just remember looking up and being like, y'all are beautiful. You're literally beautiful. I'm now hugely embarrassed. If he ever happens to watch this video, I'm gonna be mortified. But I also hope that Brad Pitt watches Harper's Bazaar on the Rise. To me, I think making it means that you get to make things and continue to make with people that you really care about and love and admire, and new creatives you don't even know about. And you get to like live on a farm somewhere and no one's bothering you, and you don't have to have an Instagram. That's what making it feels like to me.